What's going on, everybody? It's your boy back here with another Wuthering Waves video here, man. So yeah, man, we're here back on some more content here. So yeah, man, we have the Resonator Combat Showcase for CIACCONA. Now, of course, this is not the main thing. This is just a little snippet of her combat, but we will be getting the actual just regular Resonator Showcase, which is normally like 4 minutes, 3 minutes long. And that shows a little bit more about the character, probably in story, or what they could have did in the past, etc. But this is just a more minor trailer, and it's just more of a recap to talk about a little more about CIACCONA. So of course, leading to the hype of everyone who's been waiting patiently and ready to summon for this unit. I wish you guys the best of luck. But we are going to talk about my account, my best free-to-play account status, and of course I have the best account in the world. So let's get into it. We're gonna look at the trailer, and then we're gonna go over a couple things. I got it turned up, just turn it down a little bit. As I told y'all before, man, I like her as a character. I think she looks dope, and yeah, man, Wuthering just has too many characters coming out right now. Going from Zanny to her to Cartethia to Lupa is insane. Here's your little animations. As you guys don't know, even though it don't show it, you'll see it. She has it sometimes, but she's a pistol user. I like her singing though. Her ult is awesome. Just for that alone, make me want that character. Cause we got Arrow over here.
Divinity, can you hear the poems I recite and the songs I sing?
She got a nice voice actor as well. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, I just had a couple things up so you guys know. CIACCONA, she is also in game. If you want to just go view her kit, you can go to the, whatever the little thing where it shows all the characters, and then, you'll be able to view all her skills and see her in game. So you can go look at that. But her as a character, we already know what she is, what she's going to do, and she's going to take your Arrow team to the next level. So of course, a lot of Gion fans, of course Cartethia, because she's after her, fans going to be excited to have her on their account. Now, people didn't know what she was actually going to be, whether it's going to be mostly support or something else. This is not in the support category. Yes, she supports the element like the regular people does, but it's on a whole nother level. So when it comes to her support, she will be like a sub DPS, and her weapon gives her crit rate. So we'll go over that in just a second. But basically, this character, you'll be using Cartethia in the main slot, her as the sub DPS, which whatever set that's going to benefit her the best. Then of course it's going to be Arrow Rover, if not probably Shorekeeper or somebody, depending on your team's maybe the buffs, depending on how the scaling are, where that'll happen. So most people would, like me, because I'm telling y'all what's gonna happen, I'm not gonna have this unit. So my team will be Cartethia, because I'm guaranteed with Arrow Rover, and then probably Shorekeeper. But we'll see. But yeah, sub DPS, she ready to do some damage, do what she doing with the singing, and then of course you can just go crazy with the main DPS unit. So she's not a main DPS, she's a sub DPS like Judja or somebody like that in their respective element, and they're going to be buffing the other characters. The thing is though, they don't buff their respective element 100%, and Judja is not like a dedicated, I would say, ice character like this to this proportion. Yes, she buffs the next ice resonator by whatever percentage, very small, and then of course we have the her buffing the, I think, the liberation damage is why a lot of people use her with Gen C. So yeah, people use her with Carlota because of the ice. But yeah, this character does, I believe, 100% arrow in their kit, which is insane. And I'm not sure how they're going to scale arrow erosion. That's still a mystery right now. We don't know, what all the modifiers going to be with that damage, because we haven't been able to test or see a arrow main damage dealer, and we'll be able to see that once Cartetia come out. And this is why a lot of people are saying she may or may not be as broken as Zanny, because Zanny is going insane with the spectral frazzles, which make Zanny a lot more like stronger. Yes, she needs it to work. That's how her kit works. And once, she gets those and absorb those in her infernal form, she just goes berserk. But with Cartetia as our main DPS, or even just for Gion in his case, he's an older unit. He would be able to do a lot more damage with CIACCONA, but the newer DPS like Cartetia will be able to do way more damage than Gion will. That is how it is. He's just an older unit, but both are main DPSs. But yeah, you're gonna have her in the sub DPS slot. There's the arrow. Yeah, right here. So of course, it's her attribute. Is pistol. Here are the essential materials. Like I said, there are a lot of people summoning for CIACCONA who skip Zanny. Like I said, I wish you guys the best of luck. If you guys have been pre-farming, this is what you should be doing right now. Me, I pre-farmed Zanny maybe 2-3 days before she came out. I was missed the last minute. That's just how I am. And I was like, let me just do it. And I was able to get her up from level 1 to 90 in the first day. Now the weapon I had, I believe, at like 80, and then I was able to get it like the next day or so. But yeah, I was glad I pre-farmed that for her. It was pretty easy, and the game, tells you where everything is at. But like I said, yeah, she'll be using that pistol. So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. So here's the weapon. Now, of course, there ain't many pistol players in the game, but there are some people who like Chisia and Carlota or somebody else. Now, of course, I have the free-to-play weapon for my Carlota, so it is what it is. But here we have the Woodland Aria. So I have my TV, recording everything else, and I have this on the smaller screen, so that's why I'm looking at it. So we got the Woodland Aria. So we got all things exist within the line of poetry. Every round has its beaters and rhymes. The forged melodies. Ascend and spirals towards the moon, silvered grace, harmonized by the so small it takes for me. See, this way you guys see me read on my phone. Nightingales, chorus. When the final one note fails and vanish into the silent earth, a flawless chord echoes endlessly in the depths of this boundless realm. So yeah, man, we got a base stat, attack, then of course, like I said, crit rate here. So I was expecting her, she's gonna be scaling off that. You're gonna look at her kit, she'll be able to dish out a lot of damage as the sub DPS, and then of course do her ultimate, and then of course swap over to the main DPS. So yeah, this girl's going to be doing some good arrow damage. These are the essential materials for it, but we do have the ability, which I would say is a lot bigger in text for me at least to read. So it's attack increased by X amount of percentage, with the synchronization. Inflicting arrow erosion on the target gives, we're gonna say base 24. That's the only one you got. You're not going for anything. Gives 24% arrow damage bonus for 10 seconds. Hitting targets with arrow erosion reduces their arrow resistance by 10%. I'm not going over the other extensions, so if you're well, you'll be going for those dupes. For 20%, effects are the same, cannot be stacked. So this, I would say, you really don't need a weapon or anything like that. This is just if you want your CIACCONA to do more damage. I don't think you really need to go for this. I think some other weapons are a lot more broken, just like how Phoebe's weapon enabled her to work better as a spectral frazzle support character while doing a little bit more damage than like, you know, the Scream Master. But this is something I would say it's not going to make or break your count. I don't think you need this weapon because her kit and her regular kit has all the sauce in it. It's not locked behind her having to have her weapon. If you get the signature weapon, let's say for Cartetia, and you have her with the, like I said, the free to play gun, which also has crit rate as the sub attack category. You know, it's attack and then, you know, crit rate. She's, or if you want to call it main stat, because it's gonna be attack anyway. But basically, yeah, she's gonna be fine. This just helps, you know, to with some arrow erosion bonuses and resistances. But it does say, you know, for like teammates, this is just for herself. So this is all personal damage. So you're not really concerned with this. You want her for her 100% bonus arrow damage, to where the other allies will be able to take advantage of. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't need this weapon. But yeah, man, we've been making a lot of videos here. Of course, I haven't done much since this Cartetia video by Kuro. Make sure you guys check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, man, if you haven't already done so. It does help out a ton when you guys are locked in. Let me know your thoughts about CIACCONA. Let me know if you're going to pull for her and Cartetia, or just, you know, her in total. You know, some people may not even want, Fertilise or Cartetia, which would be insane, but there are some people who don't. There are a lot of people who skip Zanny, and, you know, it is what it is. You like what you like. But I did also upgrade my rig again. So yeah, I went from a 4080 to a 4090. So now I'm rocking a 4090 with my 9800 X3E. Now, because of that, I don't have my capture card put into it right now. So I used to have it plugged in directly to the motherboard. So now I'm going to have to buy one that plugs in by USB, which is no big deal, but I do just need to order it. So I don't have anything to record in game at the moment, but I do need to go ahead and get that put into my computer. So I'm going to have to get that, and then of course I'll be able to record more in-game footage. So this is why I can't just show you CIACCONA's kit as of right now, but I'm going to make a follow-up video once that comes in, and we're going to go in-game before CIACCONA releases, and we're going to go over a kit on why you should or should not pull for the character. So like, comment, subscribe, man. You guys have already done so. I appreciate you guys so much. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.